What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Band of Barbers Podcast. I'm your host, Devon Eppins, and today we have episode 33. Guys, 33 episodes, 33 bits of knowledge that we've dished out here on the Band of Barbers Podcast. I'm excited. I believe that we are really truly growing and getting better at this whole podcasting thing, and I'm excited to hear your stories about your growth and things like that and what you took away from the episodes. So if you have any information, please, if you have anything that you've taken away from these episodes, please kick it back to us, leave a comment, subscribe, let's talk, let's get it together. But anyways, tonight, let's jump into tonight's episode. So, if you've been following along with us, we are doing an in-depth look at the 5 steps to staying motivated as a new barber. If you're here for the first time, don't worry. We're going to give you a quick review, and then we'll jump into today's step, which will be step number 4 in the process. So, here we go. Number 1 is set clear goals. Define specific, achievable goals for your career as a barber. Step 2, stay organized. Keep your workspace tidy and maintain a structured schedule. Step 3, seek continuous learning. Stay up to date on the latest trends, techniques, and tools in the barbering industry. Step number 4, which is what we're going to be talking about and discussing tonight, is connect with mentors. Build relationships with experienced barbers who can provide guidance, share insights, and inspire you. And step number 5, which will be tomorrow's episode, and we'll finish off the series tomorrow, so please tune in, is going to be celebrating your achievements. Acknowledge and celebrate both small and big milestones in your barbering journey. So again, that's just a quick recap of the 5 steps to staying motivated as a barber. And today we're going to focus on connecting with mentors. Mentors are going to be so important for you in this industry. And mentors are important just in life, right? They're just important for you in life. They're important for you because mentors can be a cheat code to get you through a lot of things where you may feel stuck. And, mentors should really be people willing to teach, learn, and share with you and learn from their mistakes and learn from their mistakes. And not only learn from their mistakes, but be able to teach you, guide you, and coach you through, in hopes that I believe that most mentors want you to get where they got faster. Okay? That's what they want. They really want to help you get to where they are faster. And or and things of that nature. So the first step in connecting with mentors is identify potential mentors. Seek out experienced barbers whose work and values align with your aspirations. Look for individuals whose insight can contribute to your growth in the industry. That is super important. Seeking out experienced barbers is one thing, but seek out experienced barbers who align with your goals and vision and where you're looking to go. We set goals early. If I set a goal that I want to work in a high-end barbershop, which is fine if I want to work in a high-end barbershop, but I wouldn't want the local neighborhood barber who does $15 haircuts to necessarily be my mentor. Can I learn something from them? Of course I can. But if I'm trying to figure out how to open up a high-end barbershop, they're probably not the best person to teach me how to do it. They're just not. And it's nothing against them, but how are they going to teach me if they've never done it? And who knows? Maybe in your interviewing process, because as an interview, you a mentor should interview you, and you should, and in turn, you should interview the mentor to see if you guys can even work together. One of the things that I will say in the barber school that I am doing is I'm doing individual sessions and meetings with the students and getting a chance to know, and I have a questionnaire. I interview them. I get to know them. I'm also, I do a sample lesson with them. And this is before they ever come in, because I want to know whether you're going to be able to learn, and if I am going to, and I want to know if you're going to be able to learn, and I want you to know if you are going to be able to learn from me. Can I teach you, and can you learn from me? Very, very important. Very important. Because if I just, and so I'm saying you guys are, in this school relationship, I'm saying you guys are paying me, so I want you to get your money's worth, and I want to give you your money's worth. But if we can't communicate, if I can't teach you, then we're going to waste a lot of time. We're going to waste money, and we're going to waste time. It's just me, just my feeling, just how I feel about it. Whatever. But I do feel like it is important, like I said, for your mentor that you pick, they need to be their goals or their values need to align with your values. Because if they don't match up, you're always going to be in a level of confrontation, or not you're always going to be in either a level of competition or confusion, because you don't believe in the same things. Okay, so you need to identify. Don't just jump at the first person who's willing to mentor you. Please don't. Don't just jump. Look around. See if you can find some other people. And again, just like yesterday, I will share actually, it's not going to be a bonus. In identifying the potential mentors, like, you may not be able to get a physical mentor, but you could potentially sign up for a course that maybe has some one-on-one coaching in it online, or you may be able, you may, if you can't afford that, you may just have to use YouTube for a little bit. And you have to find the right voice that works for you in the situation that you're in. Okay, you look on YouTube right now, there's probably 1,000 plus tutorials on how to do a taper. Not every single one of them are you going to watch. Or not every single one of them not every single tutorial is going to resonate with you. Just like not every barber in your area is going to resonate with you. So you need to make sure that you find that match. Find that match. Find that voice that works for you. Find that person that is going to work for you. And I'm going to say this. I will say this about mentors, whether it be through a social media platform or in person. I believe that a mentor should challenge you. So what's that mean? the mentor that you feel like is probably like your best friend, if you're looking at your potential mentors and you're like, oh, I want somebody that's going to be cool that we can hang out with, that I might be able to go out and that's not the party with or anything. That's not a mentor that I want. That's a friend. And I don't want a friend necessarily to be my mentor. I want somebody who's going to challenge me and to hold me accountable. Your best friend, if you look at it in any other way, your best friend is not your mentor. Just like your parents aren't your friends. Do you get what I'm saying? Like a parent-child relationship is that of a almost of a mentor-mentee type of deal. Now, of course, some different things happen in the parent-child relationship. But if you understand what I'm saying, a mentor-mentee relationship is closer to a parent-child relationship, not exact, but closer to, than it is a best friend relationship. Okay, it just is. Your best friend may not say some things to you because they're trying to save your feelings or emotions. They may not tell you exactly what you hear the way you need to hear it because they're trying to save your feelings and emotions, right? And that's what I'm saying. You need somebody that's going to tell you the truth, and that's just it. So that takes me to point number 2. Point number 2 is initiate genuine connection. Approach potential mentors authentically. Show genuine interest in their work, express your admiration, and be open about your desires to learn. Authenticity forms the foundation for meaningful mentor-mentee relationships. So this is what I will say, and this is going to be a real short point here. I believe. I don't hold me to it, but I believe. So when you're looking for a mentor, and you're looking to be menteed, when you come to the table, my mom used to always say, "Come correct. Come as a professional. Come as a professional. Show interest in their work. Ask questions. Ask questions. Uh, let them know. I really think that you're good. I really would like to work with you. I really would like to get some information from you about how you do these things. Boom, 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 so on and so forth." And I will also say this. We've talked about this before. You don't always have to have, like, your mentor doesn't have to be end all be all to everything. You may have a different mentor for your technical skills than you have for your barber business, if you get what I'm saying. You may have there might be, and like I said, there may be a barber who you really admire their skill, but you don't necessarily really admire their work ethic or business acumen. Okay? And you don't now what I would prefer you look for someone who has the skill and the business acumen in the same place, in the same person. But if you have to separate them, that's not a problem. just understand that your barber who you're going to the technical skills for may not be it's not the barber that you go to business skills for. Okay, at the end, they're both. They're two separate people. Okay, and you're looking to mesh those two pieces together. You're looking to mesh those two pieces together. So you're looking to mesh business acumen with skills from the other barber and bring them together and then create who you are. So, but again, when you be genuine when you come to these people, because I will tell you that most people, most people who have information generally are looking to share it. Now, it's a weird relationship when it comes to barbering, in that barbers may not be there are a few old school barbers who aren't really willing to share their tricks of the trade, which I feel that's what I feel like. There are a few older barbers like that, but let me be honest in saying this. Like, even though they're like that, typically there is something that they're willing to share. So they may be willing to share business acumen with you if they're not willing to share technical skills. And but you know what the best thing about it, even if they're not willing to share technical skills, your eyes work, so you can watch what they do as far as cutting hair or something like that. Now, I'm not saying it in a creepy manner, but you can still watch even if they don't share or they can't share, because some of the reason that they may not be able to share it with you is because they don't technically understand it that well. I had a conversation with uh, a friend of mine who is a cosmetologist, and she's a color specialist. And I was talking to them about doing, like, teaching the color portion of my class, because she's a color specialist in the school. Like, she's a color specialist. Why don't you teach color? And the one thing that she said that resonated with me is, she said, I understand what I'm doing, but I don't think that I can explain it because I just have done it so many times that it's just kind of second nature. And I said, oh, this is where a lot of people are, because a lot of people don't technically have the understanding of it. They have what is the word I'm looking for? They have oh, shoot. They have the muscle memory of it. They don't necessarily understand it. They have the muscle memory because they've done it so many times. They work with this product. They've worked with this hair. They know what this is. And so the why behind it, could they tell you why? No. Could they do it? Of course. But could they actually tell you why? No. And I think that may be where a lot of older barbers got stuck, is that they figured it out. You know what I'm saying? They figured it. They just kind of fell into it, and they figured it out, and they fought and they fought and they fought, but they never took time to understand the why, because they were just trying to survive. They were trying to pay their bills. They were trying to do this. They were trying to do that. And they never thought that they would be a teacher. So they never understood it at a level to teach. And I will tell you this, if you're an older barber that's listening, if you want to improve your skill, which you should, if you want to really grow grow in what you should, start questioning and getting an understanding of the why of how you do things. Why do I do this way? why do I do this that way? I never really understood like this. I know this works, but why does it work? And I tell you what, when you start to really dig down and understand the why, one, you'll realize how many things that you don't actually really understand that you think you understand. And two, you will get a better, once you start to gain the understanding, you will get a better understanding of what it is and what you're doing and the why, because the why is so freaking important. Okay, it just is. It's so important. All right, now, so we're gonna go into point number 3, and we're gonna wrap this up. We're gonna wrap this episode up here, guys. Um, Once you've identified a potential mentor, you've initiated that genuine connection with them. You reached out to them. You let them know, I'm looking up to you. I appreciate you. Blah 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 blah. So on and so forth. Now here's where to me the rubber meets the road. You have to be open to guidance. Step 3, be open to guidance. Once you've established a connection, be receptive to the advice and the guidance. Act on constructive feedback. Ask thoughtful questions and demonstrate your commitment to learning from their wealth of experience. A mentee who values and applies mentorship fosters a mutually beneficial relationship. Guys, if there's nothing else about this, if there's nothing I've seen kill more mentor-mentee relationships, kill more relationships than anything when someone else is seeking help from someone else. If you're going to someone and you're saying, I need help, I would like your help, would you be a mentor to me? When you're seeking that out, you have to understand that that person who's your mentor is not there to stroke your ego. They're not. If you've identified the right mentor, if you've identified the right person, they're probably going to call you out on some things that may hurt. Now, you can just be upset and mad with them and, and refuse to listen to what they have to say. But then why did you go through all the work of even trying to find a mentor? Because there was much better ways that you could have done this. If you wanted to be in control of your mentor-mentee relationship, you wanted a yes. A mentor is not a yes man. A mentor is here to guide you and give you criticism, give you constructive feedback, not criticism, constructive feedback. And if you don't understand something, they should be someone that you can ask questions to. If you feel like you can't ask them questions, then there needs to be a few things. You need to check yourself because, and this is me personally, if you came to me and said to me, hey, depending on what type of relationship we're in, but hey, Mr. Evans, I really see what you're doing. I like what you're doing. Can you show me how to prepare for the practical exam? I'm real nervous about the practical exam. Can you show me how to prepare for the practical exam? And I say, okay, I agree, and I will work with you on the practical exam. I work to prepare you to make sure that you're good for the practical exam. Now, if I did that, okay, If I did that and I agreed to work with you and we're working and I'm trying to show you how to pass the practical exam, not only pass it, but pass it on your first try. If I agree to that, when we get into something, there really shouldn't be a discussion or we shouldn't have a knockdown, drag out conversation when if I'm telling you that these are the things that are being evaluated, and then you say, well, I don't do it that way. This is the way that I want to do it. This is the way that I do it. I'm telling you that this is what they're grading on. This is what they're looking for. This is how they're doing these things. Okay. And then you say to me, well, I don't do it that way. Now, I'm going to tell you from a mentor to mentee perspective. I'm going to explain to you one more time how this is done. If you come back to me again and say, well, I just don't do it that way, I'm going to tell you just how I would tell you, because this is how real I am. I'm going to tell you that, well, this is what you need to do to pass the test. I don't do it that way. Okay, well, you can't say I didn't tell you. You can't say, you cannot say I didn't tell you, because I did. So if you're teeter-tottering on passing the exam, and this is the last thing that you need, and you messed that up and you failed based on this one thing that I told you, it's not on me. It's on you. Because you came to me for the information that I have. I didn't come to you. Okay, and that's how a lot of mentors are. Now, I have a better level. I try to work better with the levels of communication, because I also understand that learning something new is difficult, and that when you're learning something new, when you reach a level of something, or when you reach a level that's new, you might run into this wall, and then it hurts, and then you're like, boom, I'm gonna go back to what I was doing. I get that. I understand the wall and the bounce back. Okay, and so I'm probably gonna work with you and walk you through the bounce back. I'm gonna walk you through the bounce back. But be receptive to it. I will give you a prime example. And I'll give you an example from me, relevant to what is going on in my life right now. I am a barber who does predominantly men's hair. So that means shorter styles, not a lot, like shorter styles, very, and I had somebody say this today. My work is very geometric and mathematically based, right? It's precision, it's shading, it's all of these, it's very precise. A lot of it is very, very precise. Now, I am purposely going and learning more about doing women's hair, specifically in doing color. Okay. And so I am paying someone to teach me how to do color. I'm paying them to teach me how to do color. Now, I'd be a fool to pay for the class, drive to the class, get in the class, listen to the instruction, watch the examples of what's going on, get all the way in it and get to do it and to start to do my portion of the practical and tell the instructor, I'm just going to do it this way because this is the way that I do it. Now, if I had any amount of real experience in doing things like that, I could possibly have a leg to stand on. But I'm looking at my instructor had 26 years of experience in doing women's hair and women's hair color. You know how many years of experience I have? 0. 0 years of experience. I would be a fool. I would be remiss if I tried to go in there and tell her what I can or cannot do, or what I'm gonna do, or how I think that it worked. I would be remiss. That would be dumb. And a lot of times, you young guys, y'all get into these relationships and you looking up to this guy, and this guy tells you something and you don't like it, and then you run. No, face it. Face it. I'm telling you, I'm taking some of these classes the last few weeks, and I'm like, look, I'm here to learn something. I don't care if I just learn one thing. One thing I may learn is worth it. One, it's just worth it. Okay, don't get so caught up in your ego that you waste a relationship. You get caught up in that ego, and that ego is going to jack you up. All right? That ego is going to jack you up. Don't waste the opportunity. You sought out the mentor. The mentor decided that he would take you on. Please remember why you're doing this. You wanted a certain result from that mentor that the mentor agreed that he would give to you if you were to sit under his tutelage. There was an agreement between the two of you. Don't back out on your end because you don't like what they have to say. Be receptive. Learn. Have some respect. Have some respect. All right? And if you get to a point where you can't respect what they're saying, then you have to go back to the step number 1 and identifying the potential mentors. Because maybe you didn't pick a mentor, maybe you picked the best friend. And when the best friend said something that you didn't like, he hurt your feelings, and now y'all got a little beef going on. Be intentional, guys. Be intentional. These 3 keys to connecting with mentors is very, very important. Very important. And I'm going to review them again for you guys so you guys can remember. Identify potential mentors. Identify potential mentors, not a mentor. Potential. Have more than one. But your identification of mentors should come after you've already set goals that you want. Because if you're just going and looking for a person to take you, listen. Okay, I'm going to say this too. I'm just going to say this, and this applies generally to the state of Virginia or any state that allows apprenticeships. I'm going to say this: whoever takes you on as an apprentice may not be your mentor. Do you understand? Whoever takes you on as apprentice may not be a suitable mentor. Now, I think that you should pick someone who, if you're going to apprentice under somebody, to be a suitable mentor. But you may be in a situation where this is the only opportunity you got is to apprentice under this guy, and it may not work for you, and he may not be a great they may not be a great teacher or whatever. Okay, so you have to go find a separate mentor. But identify potential mentors. Let's say you get in a lower end shop, but you want to be in a high end shop. Okay, while you're doing everything that you need to get your license in this lower end shop, maybe a $15 shop, while you're doing all that stuff, be talking to someone who's working at a higher end shop. Connect with them on social media. Follow them. Go and see if you can shadow them for a day and check them out. Identify potential mentors, not one but multiple. Maybe different for different things. I've said before, you need to have your technical skills mentor may be different than your barber business mentor. Your barber business mentor may be different than your life mentor. Your life mentor may be different than your financial mentor. Do you see what we're saying here? It's not a one size fits all, one person fits all, or anything like that. So please identify multiple mentors after you set your goals for what you're looking for. After you set your goals for what you're looking for, set clear goals. And if there's somewhere in your clear goals that you're struggling, get a mentor. Get a mentor. All right. And also initiate. We're still reviewing here. Initiate that genuine connections. Don't just walk up to a random person and be like, "Hey, do you want to be my mentor?" They're probably going to say no. But if you do, like I said, if you was like, "Hey, can I shadow you? Hey, would you be willing to teach me that technique that you do? Hey, can I come in and I come in and buy you lunch?" Also, here is one more thing. Don't be upset if a mentor or mentee or someone like that. So don't be upset if they charge you. Don't be upset if they charge you. Because let's just be honest. When's the last time you valued something cheap or free? When is the last time you valued something cheap or free? So if your mentor says, "Oh yeah, I got a mentorship program," it's $1,000. Don't be upset. Figure out how to pay it. If that's really the mentor that you need, figure out how to pay it. Okay, uh, and be authentic. Be authentic to you. Again, if I want to go into a high end salon, okay, that's the high end barbershop. That's fine. But as for me, and probably for most customers in a high end barbershop, if I'm gonna pay you uh 80, 90, $100, something like that, I don't need you to be a professional. Professional, top customer service. Also, can't be late every single time I come to my appointment. I pay you $100. I'm not paying you $100 for you to be late every time. Okay, and so initiate your genuine connections. Really get to know the people again, and that genuine connection is based on the fact that this person that you decided that you really want to be or asked them to be your mentor. It's based on the fact that that mentor that you're asking for aligns with your goals. No, you shouldn't be in the same place, but the mentor should be in a place where you're trying to get to. Okay, and the final piece for tonight, guys. Oof, didn't expect to go this long. Sorry. Final piece for tonight is be open to guidance. Listen, just be coachable, man. It's no more than that. Just be coachable. You don't get to throw a hissy fit every time somebody tells you something that you don't like. I'm sorry. This is not listen. Clients are gonna pay you money. Clients have the right to tell you if you do something wrong. So if you do something wrong and they tell you that you do something wrong, if you do something wrong and a mentor tells you that you do something wrong, that doesn't mean you get to spaz out and be like, I know what I'm doing. No, man. You came to them for a reason. They just try to give you the information to save you the hassle. Because for real, honestly, if you've picked the right mentor, they're ahead of you. And if they're telling you something, if they're giving you a warning, it's probably a pitfall that they've seen or been through that they're trying to help you to avoid. So be coachable. Be coachable. Be realistic. Enjoy yourself. Get everything that you can out of the relationship. Learn. Be coachable. All right. Guys, this has been another episode of the Band of Barbers Podcast. Today's segment was segment number 4. We have one more. Segment in our five-part series that we got going on here. Tomorrow, guys, we're going to talk about celebrating achievements. Listen, for me, this was probably, has been, and still is one of the hardest things for me to do. It just is. And for a lot of people, it may be difficult for you as well. But I'm telling you that it is super important that you celebrate your achievements, big or small. So we're going to talk a lot more about that tomorrow. But as for tonight, I'm going to rest up. I'm sorry if I sound a little under the weather. I had some sort of allergen kick up, and I'm trying to kick this, so I may sound a little congested. I apologize. But I couldn't leave you guys. I couldn't not do an episode and blame it on this. Like, it is what it is. So, again, I'm going to get some rest. I'm going to take me a little bit of medicine. I'm going to get into bed. I appreciate you guys. Love you guys. I'm your host, Devon Evans. This is another episode of the Band of Barbers Podcast. It's been awesome. It's been great. I appreciate you guys. Love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow.